to Frisco Files Live, the show that shines a spotlight on Frisco, its people, and the issues that matter most. Each episode we break down city council decisions, highlight upcoming community events, and bring you conversations that keep you informed and connected. The opinions and views expressed on this show are not necessarily the expressed or written views of the hosts or our sponsors, the Community Difference brand, or any affiliated partners. Welcome to the Frisco Files Live, moving Frisco forward. And powered by the Community Difference. The Frisco Files Live is hosted by Brian Poduska and in collaboration with John Clacy, Shane T. Gilmore, Karen Cunningham, Tracy Shipman, Lisa Kirby, Dan Parrell, and Ashley Miller. The Frisco Files Live starts now.
Well, good afternoon, Frisco. My name is Brian Poduska, and I am the host of the recently launched podcast called Frisco Files Live, as you heard, brought to you by Frisco Files, powered by the Community Difference. We are officially now on episode 3, and we're going to spotlight the big and maybe not so big things in the community that are relevant to you right here in Frisco, Texas. I'm a proud resident and real estate business owner in Frisco, and I host a podcast called The Community Difference Collin County, broadcasting on Tuesdays. I love doing that show. I love this one almost as much or more because I live in Frisco, right? So it's near and dear to my heart. And more importantly, it's my honor to get to chat with and learn from our well-rounded, super community-focused co-hosts and our guests as well. First, a quick summary of the show. We are live. So what you see is what you're going to get. There's nothing curated about it, which means you'll get an authentic conversation. Along the way, we're going to provide as much fact as possible for educational purposes with a bit of opinion shared from the group. With that, I'll reiterate our official disclaimer, which you heard in the beginning. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests on this podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of any organizations, employers, or affiliates. All content is provided for informational and entertainment purposes only, and we should not be taken as professional advice. So what we're going to cover, so every episode that we do, we'll have a segment about what's going on in and around Frisco in the coming weeks. We'll also have a segment recapping what was discussed at the last city council meeting. We also, every show, have a different rotating feature segment where we dive deeper into hot topics. So educational opportunities, things that recently happened in the city or maybe upcoming in the city, specifically, pertinent to the citizens of Frisco. Today, our featured topic is Kaleidoscope Park, one of the newest parks in Frisco and an awesome public-private venture that's right here in the center of Frisco. And we have a special guest on, Ms. Shawn Jackson, who is the executive director of Kaleidoscope Park, on with us to talk about their big one-year anniversary that they just had and all the things coming up, and then the bright future of Kaleidoscope Park. So look forward to having that conversation with Shawn. Before we get together with Shawn, I'd like to introduce our co-host for today's show. And as we like to do, we'll go ladies first. So first co-host once showed up to work wearing 2 different colored shoes, but don't worry, she's since mastered matching and authenticity. Frisco resident Karen Cunningham lives by the motto, work with purpose, serve with joy, live with heart. With her genuine spirit and passion for community, she's the perfect co-host to explore everything that makes Frisco tick. Let's say hello to Karen Cunningham.
Hey, everyone.
How are you? How are your shoes today?
They match. Okay. They match. They're patterned, so it'd be very difficult for them not to match. And I don't have more than one pair because I quit buying 2 pair at a time after that catastrophe.
Well, Halloween is coming up, so mismatched shoes are not necessarily a bad thing right about now.
True story.
Well, it's great to see you, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Awesome. Well, let's bring in our next co-host, who is proof that curiosity can sometimes lead you straight into a glass door, literally. Frisco resident Lisa Kirby loves to dance, embraces change like a true pro, and channels her inner Captain Picard when exploring all things Frisco. She's ready to engage in a lively conversation about what makes our city shine. Let's say hello to Lisa Kirby.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
Good to see you, everyone.
I like your Texas Pride shirt that you're wearing today.
Yes, and it's also got a little bit of breast cancer awareness for the October.
I see we're representing pink this month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I love it. Good to see it. Well, and good to see you again back on the show. You were on the first one, and then I think you were kind of in the background on the second one, so good to see you on screen in show 3.
Good to be here.
Awesome. Well, last but not least, let's bring in the gentleman of the show, since I don't necessarily qualify, but this gentleman does. Our final co-host might secretly be Frisco's own Doc Brown, minus the DeLorean, but with just as much energy. When he's not imagining life as a DJ or accidentally showing up to a physical in a cape, John Clacy is all about helping Frisco move forward. With his "if it wasn't this, would be something else" attitude, he's the perfect partner to dive into everything that keeps our city buzzing. Let's say hello to John.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, John.
Welcome.
Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
You're indoors today.
I am indoors
show
today.
You were in front of La Finca Coffee, so it's as pleasant a day, but it's good to see you and hear you.
I thought about trying to do it from Kaleidoscope, but I wasn't quite brave enough today with tech.
Well, it is a little sunny today. It is a little warm, but no, it's great to see everybody. I'm excited to dive into our content for today. Like I said, we're going to be talking about what's going on around Frisco. So, Lisa, you're going to handle that. Karen, you're going to review what last transpired at the last city council meeting. And then can't wait to get into the Kaleidoscope Park review of what happened the last couple of weeks with the first anniversary, and then the exciting plans that are coming up for Kaleidoscope Park. So stick around for all that. We're going to take our first commercial break, and we're going to come out of that and talk about what's up Frisco.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
When your home's comfort is on the line, trust the HVAC team that puts integrity first. Danielle Cook and No Sweat experts are changing the standard for heating and cooling in North Texas. No pressure, no upselling, just honest diagnostics, expert repairs, and custom solutions that fit your home, not a sales quota. From quick fixes to full installations, they get it right the first time, clean, professional, and on your schedule. Call No Sweat experts today and take the stress out of comfort.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. And this is the segment where we're going to talk about what's happening, what's going on, what's up Frisco. So, Lisa, I'm going to ask you to walk us through what's happening in Frisco, and everybody feel free to chime in if you've either attended one of these events in the past or excited to go, bringing the family, bringing the kiddos, whatever the case may be. So, Lisa, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Excellent, thank you. I don't know if everybody got a chance. I mean, October is such a busy month. If I had actually put every single activity that we were doing, I would probably be spending 30 minutes of our time here. So I've kind of highlighted a few. Some of the ones that I attended last weekend was, which was October 4th, was at the Star, which is the October Fest that we did. It was a fabulous time. Lots of people, very crowded, great vendors, and some fabulous food and beer was had. So if you had a chance to go out to that, I know they do it every single year, and it goes to a great cause with the Frisco Veterans Organization. So also in the future, we have some really great events coming up. One of the ones that's kind of near and dear to my heart is Monarch Park. And that's going to be an event on October 11th. It's 8:30 to noon, and it kind of involves basically helping with the Blackland Prairie. So they're doing a lot of great initiatives with the Blackland Prairie, and they're going to have people coming out and helping planting native plants and doing restorations and also doing wildflowers. So you just need to sign up for that, and you can bring your own shovels and trowels and gloves, and it's a family event. So that's going to be a lot of fun for people on October 11th. Moving on, we're going to talk about October 14th, the first event at Rollertown. They're having a great partnership with the PGA called Hops and Hope, and at the PGA they're going to be doing a golf tournament. And then after that, they're going to be holding a fundraiser for the National Breast Cancer Foundation, and they're having a after show at the Rollertown, and it's going to be held at 6:30 p.m. and tickets are still on sale for that, and you can participate in that, and it's for $20. So they're going to have food, live entertainment, and do perfect. So it looks to be a fabulous event as well.
Is that going to be their first event? Do you all know? Is that, I know the big opening week is the following week.
Yeah, this is, I think, their first really big event. So people are going to get a chance to go in, kind of peek behind the curtain, see what's going on. A lot of big celebrities coming for this event as well, and a great opportunity to support Breast Cancer Foundation.
That's exciting. Yep.
The next one is a thing that I've never actually did the 5K here or the walk here, but I like to volunteer at this one, and it's on October 18th. It's their eighth one, and it's the annual Frisco Walk and Run. And this year it's going to be held again at Kaleidoscope Park. You can still sign up for it. It's 8:30 to 11:30. It's very friendly, family friendly. They do a lot of things with basically working and combining celebrating the North Texas arts community with interactive artists, dancers, and musicians. So they will have the Melody of Hope there. So while you're running the race and running the course, there'll be artists, young musicians, people singing and dancing at that one. So that's also a great one. So I don't know if anybody's ever done that one, but
yeah, that was fun.
Have you done that? Anyone else done that one? And then the following one, there's a lot of Halloween activities. So I definitely would suggest anybody who's interested in doing Halloween activities, go to visit Frisco, go to playfrisco.org. PGA is probably doing stuff. The Star is doing something, but one that's being held is on October 25th, and this is a family fun activity. It's a trick or treat at the Frisco Square, and they're holding theirs from 1 to 4 p.m. So it's going to have carnival games, inflatables for the kids, wagon rides, spooky treats, trick or treating, and they're encouraging everybody to dress in the spookiest costume. So
now we just need a cool front.
Yeah, I go for a little bit of fall here.
Just a little bit, please.
Yes, I want that cool, crisp, October weather that I kind of miss from the East Coast. And then another one, we kind of mentioned this before, but Rollertown is actually going to be starting and doing their rollout and opening grand week. So that's going to be 22nd through the 26th. They're going to have all kinds of events that they're planning to do from concerts and big games. So definitely look at their website for all the things that they're going to have going on, all the excellent programming they're going to be doing. So food and beer and food trucks, etc. So I definitely see this as, a great opportunity for our city and, our second brewery here in the city of Frisco. Our first one being Three Empires.
I have not seen it yet, but when sumo wrestling makes it to Frisco Roller Town, I'm in. So I don't know who wants to join me, but they done it up at the Salina location, and I am so looking forward to sumo wrestling in Frisco. So let's go.
Are you going to be one of the participants, Karen?
No, I am a spectator.
Okay, all right.
I will have a cold brew and enjoy the scenery.
And I'd also like to give a shout out. One of the things that I think our community loves to do is the community parade, and this happens on November 15th. So you can mark your calendars. It's going to have a new parade route because it's not, unfortunately, can't be done at the rail district because of construction. But they're going to start on Internet Boulevard, and they're going to work their way to Hall Park at Kaleidoscope Park. So be on the lookout for that for people who want to participate in it. They do a lot of showcasing of all the marching bands, which is near and dear to my heart because I love a marching band. And the Frisco ISD and the football teams with all their floats will be there as well. So I'm glad
they found a way to bring that one back this year. I really missed it last year.
Yeah, I did too. I really did too. So
yeah, I agree. That's always a fun, and obviously when Main Street is done, I love that environment. But I'm glad it's a parade again instead of kind of what it was. It was a good effort last year, but definitely glad it's going to be more of a parade this year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's going to be a walking parade this year. Then hopefully next year they can go back to having the trailers and floats and things and cars coming down. So it'll be a little bit different still, but if we can get ourselves back to the OG next year, that'd be fantastic.
And they'll bring it back down to Maine next year. Is that the
Sure
plan?
hope so.
Yeah.
Sure hope so.
Yeah, let's fingers crossed. I think that's going to happen, but
let's put it out there today. Sure it is.
Right, it's out there now. Setting expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I hope the community does go out and embrace it, and they get a chance to see the community parade once again. So the tradition, it's going to hold dear and keep going forward.
Love it. Is that all that's going on?
Oh well, I did forget one slide, but I don't know if I saw it. But the NAC Theater. Oh yes. Yes, the NAC Theater. They're going to have basically a ladies' night out. It's called the Ghouls Night Out. So that's going to be a chance for, I think there are tickets for that. But the ladies are going to come out to do, there's going to be some dancing and special cocktails, and I'm sure costumes are going to be involved. And that's on October 16th at 7 p.m. So, ladies, get your friends and your girlfriends out together and make it a girls' night out. Or I was going to say ghouls' night out.
Yeah, ghouls' night out, right? And there's quite a few things going on at NAC Theater too. So check out, go to nactheater.com, check that out. There's quite a bit of programming that's coming up. Especially now as the weather's a little bit more, convenient to get out there. I know Jason and Donnie have quite a few things going on over there. So
yeah, I definitely want, if you get a chance, on Frisco Files, we're definitely trying to put as many community events out there so you will be abreast of what's going on. Not only that, but, you can definitely go to playfrisco.com. The Frisco Library has events going on all the time. Their programming is super wonderful. Same thing, we're going to hear more about Kaleidoscope Park, the PGA District has always got stuff going on. The Star's got stuff going on. So there is, and sports, of course, all the stuff that's going on for sports. So, and, not to mention all the wonderful things that are happening with the football teams and et cetera. So, yeah, there's never a dull moment here in Frisco and things to do, and I really love
Lisa, if I can mention one other event too, November 12th, Frisco Women's League has their Pumpkin Patch Bingo Bash, and you can buy tickets on Frisco Women's League on their website, so friscowomensleague.org. You can go to their Facebook page. You can find information about it. But it's a super fun night of raising funds for local nonprofits through our charitable giving fund that the league runs. So anyway, I plan to be there. I love bingo. It was super fun last year, and they'd actually did 2 last year as well. So I hope lots of community members will be out there supporting Frisco Women's League and all the organizations they support on that day.
Yeah, excellent.
Evening.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any other plans? I mean, for this month of October?
It's probably one of the busiest of the year.
Well, there is a little football game going on this weekend too. The Red River rivalry, and we'll see if Oklahoma's QB is back. Amazingly, hand surgery, and then may already be back this weekend. And then we'll see if Arch Manning actually can come out and play like he's supposed to, or if he still is going out there really struggling. So
I think Karen just threw our first controversial topic out.
I didn't say who I'm rooting for, but there'll be lots of fun watch parties this weekend too. So it's a 2:30 game.
Yeah, I understand that Texas is actually favored in the game, even though they just blew another game. So that is sure to ruffle some OU feathers.
They absolutely blew themselves right out of the top 25 is what they did. Yes,
yep,
fully out.
I'm sure a lot of people will be watching their football games going forward at the Roller Town. So that's going to be
right. Great place for it.
One shameless plug for baseball. It's October, which means the World Series is coming. My Chicago Cubs are still alive. They're very, very much on life support, but it can happen. Stranger things have happened. So don't forget about baseball.
Well, at least they made it into the playoffs. So there's that.
True. This is true. Much more to be said for the Rangers. But
yes.
All right. Do we have anything else that's going on in Frisco? Because I got to make sure we're keeping the show moving forward. Nothing else, Lisa?
I'm good. All
right. Well,
get out there and play.
No shortage of things to do for sure. So thank you for all that, Lisa. Appreciate it. We're going to take a real quick commercial break. We're going to come out of that, and we're going to talk about city council. So that, Karen, I may ask you to lead that, just coming straight out of the break. And with that, let's take our commercial break, and we'll be right back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
All right.
I can be. I'm on.
Okay. So welcome back, everybody. So this segment, we're going to be talking about city council updates. It was a very long meeting, very long day/night. So lots to cover in that, and certainly want to get the input of others here on the podcast with me as we go through some of this. But before we even got to the city council meeting, there was a 3-hour work session. If you don't know kind of the format of these, I'll kind of go over it briefly with you. But when there is the need for city council to talk about topics in greater detail and brainstorm ideas and things like that, a work session is how that's going to be accomplished. There's only so much that can be covered in an executive session. And outside of that, there's also the importance of receiving input from different parties related to the deals that they're discussing. In this case, the two topics during the work session was, first of all, a long-awaited animal facility. And the second was the rail district construction and what's going on downtown. So I'm going to go over some details on the animal services facility first, and then would love to get you guys your input on what you think on it and how we're going. If we're going in the right direction or not. And I should also mention too, there was a couple of comments made afterwards about how it was presented as that it's being considered. And the reason why it's only being considered at this point, work session was required for staff to be able to present their findings, recommendations, plans to city council members, and then for the city council to give them direction on if they are aligned with the correct path and what the next steps forward should be. And so, council's the policymakers, staff are the ones that make it all work, that make it all come together. And so, but staff doesn't have the ability to enter into agreements or to go further in exploring a partnership if council isn't supportive of that. So that work session was ultimately the most important piece of that was direction. And, and so here's some of the details just to give you an idea of what was discussed. So the animal services facility, the place where that will be located is up in what they call the Luminant Track area. It's where the Frisco Fire Station Training Center is. So there's a fire station and training center up off of PGA Parkway, closer to Preston. That area, that piece of land where this is being considered is owned by the Community Development Corporation, which is an entity of the city. And they are willing to allow this to be built on their land at no cost. So donating the land basically for this facility. And the total cost would be around $12.8 million. Ultimately, in typical Frisco style, what they're looking for is a really good private-public partnership, right? So this has worked well for us with the Star. It's worked well for us with PGA. But ultimately, what the city has looked for is creative solutions to our animal services problem. It would be a big question mark that a lot of residents have on whether or not this is enough. And I think this is really the way that I look at it is this is step one. And so step one is building this animal services facility. There is still going to be a contract in place with Collin County Animal Services. The current contract goes through 2028. So regardless of what we do right now, we still have those services provided by Collin County Animal Services. The challenge with Collin County Animal Services is that they've been over capacity, almost on a, I don't know that there has been anything less than consistent basis. And I would say at a 200 or 300% over capacity at times. So it's a problem. It's challenging. They are going through a construction project to expand their facility. And that is going to help some. But ultimately, the population of Collin County continues to grow. And if you keep in mind, too, Frisco is divided between Collin County and Denton County. We do provide all those services through that relationship with Collin County Animal Services. So some creative things that I thought were really interesting. First of all, in their research, they were not only looking at other animal shelters, traditional facilities, but also looking at places like Operation Kindness, which is a no-kill animal shelter. It's a nonprofit organization. And so this was part of their exploration was looking at what can we do in Frisco? What can we offer in Frisco that meets the needs of our community? One of the most difficult issues right now is that when an animal is picked up, they are driven around in a crate in the back of a animal services, an animal control vehicle. And at the end of the day, they're able to transport those animals over to Collin County Animal Services. Well, if you're a pet owner and you know that your dog or cat got out and you have a feeling that they possibly got picked up, it is difficult and it is a time issue to be able to be reunited with that pet. There's other ways that they can do that, but it is a challenge. So the most important piece of this facility is that hold, is taking it to a local facility where if you lost your animal and they were located, you can be reunited much faster. It also hopefully prevents a second transfer to another facility. In addition to that, though, there's some really creative solutions that the city has scoped out in this potential proposal. And so things like, animal resource care services, training. There was a lot of talk about behavioral training and assessments, having a vet on facility. Now, this is through a partnership that the vet would have with the facility provider, but it would give that opportunity for the city to be able to use those services with the vet as well. But it would provide the short-term hold, I think, is one of the areas where there's a little bit of discussion still amongst council that needs to be had. The goal is a minimum of 5 days. So up to 5 days at the Frisco facility without having to transfer to Collin County Animal Services. If the facility has capacity to keep them longer, what I heard is that would be a possibility. Ultimately, if they cannot find the owner, then they would talk about, working with a rescue group and seeing if there's someone who could take them in from a rescue perspective, again, instead of transitioning them over into the animal shelter at Collin County Animal Services. If those things don't work, then ultimately the backstop is to bring them to the traditional animal shelter. Our hope, in this and what I heard conveyed in the messaging is that the goal in this is to not have to get to that point. And by looking at the numbers and what's been analyzed, the hope is that will solve a significant percentage of our challenges. Does it solve everything? No. And it is not a traditional animal shelter. It will have larger crates, larger play areas where they can go out and socialize. There's a lot of things that are being done differently to make it a better environment for the animals that make it there, and then hopefully make it out of there back to their home or to a rescue group that can help adopt them. So that's a lot of information, but I want to see for you guys if you have more to add there, questions or commentary about that piece of it.
I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. I mean, for a county of over 1 million people, it's just not acceptable to think that you can centralize that in a county as large as we are. But Frisco's always done a really good job of looking for those public-private partnerships. I mean, provide some upfront infrastructure help to get something built, but then look for a private operator to shelter the ongoing maintenance and operations. That's a win-win for the taxpayer long run, right? So if they can do that successfully, then I think that's the best.
Yeah, I definitely think the partnership of having Wigglebutt Academy there with her expertise and her knowledge and experience and just the way she actually looks at things, because I had an opportunity to visit the Collin County Animal Shelter with Nicole, and she has such insightful questions and perspectives on things. And she really thinks about, her passion for the dogs and the animals is so paramount with her. So to have her step up and do this and have become selected our partner, I was just so excited and blown away about that. And so I think it's going to be a really positive thing here for the city of Frisco. And I can't wait to see what, the devil's on the details right now, so they have to work a lot of those out. But I see a lot of excitement from the community, and also a lot of questions too. I mean, how does this work? How does this work? But I think overall it's something that I think, and we don't have to drive 30 minutes now to Collin County, right? To find your dog. And we're really pushing for the reunification. There's going to be a lot of educational things there regarding as well chip clinics and vaccination clinics and the full services of what we're going to be able to actually gain from this. I think we're just going to be blown away.
I agree. And I do. I think the one thing that is going to require us to do, though, as residents, is to be willing to think differently about what a shelter looks like. Because what I heard were shelters are not are not the perfect environment, and so why would we want to create another environment like that we know is not the best environment for the pets that are there? And so, being able to take a step back, look at it, they toured Operation Kindness and really, looking at that model of, what can we do to make sure these animals are in an environment that is conducive with allowing them to, to be reunited with their family or be adoptable pets to another home. And so I think there's still a lot of questions to be answered. I know that our pet advocate community really wants to make sure there's a lot more answers to questions. And so there's more to come with that. But I do think this is a really, really big step in the right direction. And like I said, for me, I see this as a step one. And we can see how well this works. And then after we see how well this works, we can figure out what are the rest of the problems we're trying to solve. And they can come up with a plan for, what the rest of that looks like after this is implemented. So huge step. I know that my segment's going to go really quick. I'm probably already over time, but I do want to hit the other topic, which is the rail district businesses. Through the work session and also repeated at City Council through public comments, our downtown businesses are hurting. They're hurting really bad. I think part of it is that there's many in our community who have viewed the construction as being not worth it to go down to the area. And it looks, it looks like a hot mess. I mean, every intersection is torn up, but these businesses are accessible. They can be reached. We can support them. And I think it really comes down to the need for our 200,000 plus residents in Frisco to come together and be willing to go a little bit extra for a little bit longer to make a difference in the lives of these business owners that need us now more than ever. The city needs to step up and do more as well. They are working on it. It's difficult. There's a gift card program that was implemented. It was a pilot program. It was not as effective as anyone hoped it would be. There was some success to it, but it wasn't as successful as all had hoped. The goal in it isn't just the amount of that gift card. It's the amount of that gift card plus what that consumer is willing to spend on top of that. And then that consumer also being willing to be a repeat customer. And so there is value in that type of design, but there's definitely still some kinks that need to be worked out in the program itself. Here's the good news. Construction roads, the construction of the roads themselves is going to be completed by end of the year, beginning of January. So in the very near future, we're going to be done with the most difficult part of the construction, which is the roads and the driveways into the businesses. There's still going to be a lot of beautification going on. There's going to still be a lot going on with 4th Street Plaza, but ultimately those will be side elements that will be going on. We'll be able to get to these businesses. The recovery from the revenue that these businesses lost is going to continue for at least another year, if not longer. I've heard them talk about 2 to 3 years, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't have the solutions for what City Council and the staff can do. I know that they are actively working on things, but so what I can really just speak to is what I think we can do as community members and neighbors in supporting our downtown merchants.
Yeah, I think that's really well stated. I think that's really well stated, Karen. I think you did a really excellent job. I mean, there's the government's part, the city council's part, but it's also up to us as citizens and who just love the downtown. That was one of probably the first places I landed here. It was Stan's at the time, and it's now Dee's. And I love the rail district. I just see so much potential, and I can't wait to get there. But it's been painful getting there for everyone, and especially the businesses down there. So we need to show our support in our dollars.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, the struggle is real. I mean, La Suprema market, not only is dealing with this, but had to deal, through a fire that affected their business for a period of time. I mean, there's a lot of different factors that are affecting these businesses. But there's some new businesses in town too. I know you guys might have heard about Dad's Jokes Cheeseburgers. I met the owner the other day at the city council meeting, and I told him I'm so happy to meet you. I said, I literally have yet to read one negative review about your burgers on social media. Like every single person has gone there, has raved about it. So admittedly, I have not hit that one yet, but it's on my list. But looking forward to continuing to support all the businesses down there.
All right. Thanks very much, Karen. I appreciate it.
Yep, certainly. Thank you, Karen. You saw me jump off screen just for a minute and talk about the rail district. We have some buildings down there. Just got a call from Frisco Fire Department. All is good, but there's no fire or anything like that. But we, have outages in elevators occasionally. So I am back. But thank you for that recap, Karen. Appreciate that. Real quick side note. So you talked about Nicole and Nicole Kahansky, and she's leading the charge on the new animal shelter. Her dog is actually brothers of our dog. Nicole's super passionate. Love her passion for that project. So just wanted to drop that little fun nugget. With that, we're going to
I apologize, Brian. Let me mention one other thing real quick. Very unlike other work sessions, this one was actually videoed. And so if you want to go back and watch the video of the work session or the council meeting, if you don't know this already, you can search for City of Frisco meeting agendas, go into the agenda, and you click on the link, and it will show you the video from the work session. Or you can go to the council meeting, you can watch the video of the entire council meeting. That's usually up the day after the meeting. But you can go back and watch, prior meetings anytime you want to. So if you don't know that, I just wanted to make sure you were aware, and you can watch it live as well on Facebook. But that's really good information out there, and it might just help you to kind of hear those firsthand accounts of what's going on down there.
Well, those workshops are often better settings to kind of view things and get real opinions of all of your elected officials and city staff members too, because they're more laid back settings, right? I mean, that's why they do them, because it's a less formal setting.
Yeah, it's a discussion, and they're openly talking about these projects and issues, and it's open to the public, so you can come to any of these. Before we go off this segment, I don't want to forget one thing I want to mention. There's 2 work sessions that council does each year, but they did announce the dates for the winter work session. It's a big one. Again, it's open to the public, but it's on January 15th and 16th. The location will be announced at some point. There'll be an agenda out for those as well. But if you'd like to come in person and hear city council talk about these issues that are affecting our community, they also come up with their priorities, their top 10 priorities in that meeting as well. But that's January 15th and 16th of 2026.
Love it. Awesome. Great recap. Thank you so much, Karen. All right. So without further ado, let's shift the conversation over to our topic of the month, and that is Kaleidoscope Park. So we have Sean Jackson, the executive director of Kaleidoscope Park, with us today. John, I'm going to let you lead this segment of the conversation. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Well, let's welcome Sean. Oh, there she is. She's waited so patiently.
Hi.
Look at her background. Love it.
I figured that out. I'm so tech savvy.
Awesome.
We're going to talk about that background too, I think, here in just a second, Sean. But first off, let me give you just an opportunity to introduce yourself to the audience. We've already said that you're the executive director of the Kaleidoscope Park Foundation, but you've got a lot of experience working in nonprofit leadership and other public spaces. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yes. So I've been at the park now for about almost a year and a half. Time flies when you're having fun or when you're busy, either way. But I spent about 12 years before that at the Dallas Arboretum. And I like to joke, I had more titles there than I think the history of the Arboretum. I started in the volunteer office and then worked my way up to chief operating officer. And I learned a lot out there.
That's great. We love the Arboretum. And you've been a longtime Frisco resident too, right?
I have. I've been making that drive. I moved here in about 2005, and it's funny, being a resident that long, you see things go up slowly but surely, and so it's kind of. I had some company come into town a few weeks ago that hadn't been here in a long time, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, there's something on every corner now." So I think those of us that have been here for a while don't really realize how much we've grown because it still feels the same small town, but yep, been here for a long time. Love it. Wouldn't change a thing.
Good. You do get that. We would get that with our out-of-town family when they come to Frisco. They would always remark just how much it had changed since they came 6 months prior. And we do take it for granted, I think.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about the sculpture that you've got behind you as your backdrop? I mean, that for people who have not been to the park or people who go for the first time, that is obviously the first thing they see.
Yeah, so if you haven't been to the park, where are you? Come out and see us. We have so many fun things. But this behind me is it's the Janet Eckelman piece called A Butterfly Rest Stop. This is a night picture. It is, this is an amazing picture, and this is actually taken with my phone. So it's a very photogenic piece of public art. It's about 66 feet tall at the highest point. The piers go down 44 feet into the ground. It's more of a woven art, like a wind art piece. It's in our major art performance lawn, so you can come under and sit there and have a picnic. It's a really nice area. So it's huge, and it is. We've been told that it is the largest outdoor art piece in North Texas. So it's tall and wide, and if you unwind, it's made of the same material that the Mars rover is made out of.
Oh.
So fun fact, if you unwind it and kind of lay it out, you can go all the way to Waco with the string. So
wow,
that's how
Wow.
individual time nuts. Yeah.
Is there a story behind how it came about and how it became a feature in the park?
The artist Janet Eckelman, she's world known. So she has pieces similar to this all over the world. I think this is her only permanent installation. She does a lot of temporary installations. I mean, it's outdoor. All her art is outdoors. And Texas is pretty, knock on wood, pretty mild when it comes to severe weather. The main thing we have to worry about on this one is heavy ice to weigh it down and make it fall. So, but she realized when she was designing this that our area is along the monarch butterfly migration path. And so you'll notice if you go in the park, there's a lot of purples and milkweed and monarch attracting plant life that's underneath the Eckelman. So it's kind of like this whole area is the art piece that's included into it. So that's why she named it a butterfly rest stop, so they can rest along their travels on the way. And this is the time of year where we're seeing monarchs. And now that the park is a year old, we're seeing, the plant life is growing up a little bit. So things are kind of coming to color and the monarchs are really passing through. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's the sculpture itself, but I've noticed a lot more butterflies around even the house or the office this year, more so than normal. So maybe it's not a coincidence.
Yeah, we're bringing them here.
That's awesome.
So any other hidden gems in the park that you think even a frequent visitor might have missed, or things that people who do come should certainly make sure that they don't miss when they come?
I think a lot of times when I'm talking to people, they don't realize how active the park is as far as programs. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary and had a fun night at the Sunset Soiree with a drone show and food and drinks and dancing and a live steer and all the things. But we have a lot. We have something pretty much every weekend. So we have, and on our website, it lists everything. I could talk to you for an hour and still not even get everything. But as I was listening to y'all speak, we have some things coming up for Halloween. We have, on October 25th, we've got the Plano Symphony Orchestra out. So, and all of this is free. We're free to the public. And the once a year Sunset Soiree is our major fundraiser. And so that we can put everything else on for free. So on Halloween night, we're doing something a little bit different for adults. We're doing a music bingo Halloween theme costume contest for adults, drinks, and maybe we'll have a smoke machine out. Who knows? Lots of fun. And then we have every Saturday from 10 to 12, we have kids stuff. We have a petting zoo out. So that's a lot of people don't even realize that we have the petting zoo out there every Saturday.
Is that the Dallas Zoo animal event?
This Saturday we have the Dallas Zoo. Yes. So I'm glad you
Wow,
mentioned
that's exciting.
yeah, 1:30 is when we have the Dallas Zoo out. So in the morning we have Window to the Wild, and afternoon we have the Dallas Zoo out. We have the parade, like y'all talked about, on the 15th, which there's some fun surprises. I know, it's not on Main Street, but we're making the most of it, and we have some fun ideas.
Are those surprises or anything you can tell us about it, or tease right here, make some news?
Yeah, I keep calling it a reverse parade. So, we had I'll give you this. I went to school at Oklahoma State, so
Yeah.
some of the homecoming traditions that we have there, we had some ideas that are kicked, so hopefully we can make that work. So go look, I know, go Pokes. So go look up some pictures from Oklahoma State, walk around from homecoming, and you can maybe get some, I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully we can make some of those things happen. But yeah, we have a lot, so many things that is just really exciting in the park.
My daughter goes there now.
Oh, she does?
She does. And so the homecoming thing is legit. Like it is, they've been planning for it and working on it since school started back. I mean, it's crazy what they do for homecoming. So I can't wait to see what some of those features look like in Classic Park. Awesome.
Yeah, I have a lot of ideas. Bringing some of the arboretum and some of the things like right now we have, y'all, well, right now is pumpkin season. So if you've been to the Arboretum, you've seen that. But we have a little pumpkin wall. It's a little photo op. So you can go out to the park and sit on the hay bale and take your fall family picture out there in front of the pumpkin wall. So just a lot of little corners. So don't stop at the kids area. Keep going all the way south. And we break ground in January on phase 2. We didn't even get to that, but we're really excited to have a permanent stage, permanent screen, another almost 1.5 acres. So it's
you jumped right into my next question. So I was going to ask you if there had been any unforeseen challenges in the first year, but based on the approval of the expansion to phase 2, it sounds like it's been a huge success.
Yeah, I think the only challenge is fundraising. And I think if you talk to any nonprofit right now, they're going to tell you the same thing. It's fundraising. As far as operating the park, it's clean, it's new. We're going to keep it that way. We're going to keep it clean and new, and safe is a major priority for us, keeping the park safe, which, I think that's a lot of why we all live in Frisco, because it's a safe community. But yeah, so far, knock on wood, so far so good. No major issues.
And you said some of the elements in that phase 2, you said the permanent stage, screen, parking garage too. I think that was on city council here recently.
Yes, right? Yes, parking garage. So we'll have dedicated parking. This day, after this call, I have a meeting about, designing the phase 2. So hopefully we'll see some renderings of what that looks like pretty soon. But it'll be the south part of the park. There's a parking garage there now that'll come down. We'll extend the park about 1.5 acres. A permanent screen, a permanent stage, which I'm very excited about. Some green space, and then another splash pad, water fountain, children's area, sort of area at the very start. I know. I don't sleep. I just have ideas all night long. So people are probably tired of hearing my ideas.
Well, it looks like the city's about done with the crosswalk that they're putting in there across Warren too, so that you can easily walk across the street if you happen to park at the Star or be over that reason.
Oh yes, yeah. Hopefully that'll bring traffic both ways, and we'll be soon. We've been talking to the Star about kind of working together with some programs and do some maybe art or some 5K or something like that. So lots of things in the future.
Major destination. So where do you kind of see things going after we've got 1 year under our belt and you've already got a lot of ideas for year 2? What about beyond that point? What do you see?
More programs. I think that my team, there's only 4 of us, and I come in every day and I'm like, oh, I have an idea. So they're like, okay, enough for this year. We're going to go 2027. So more programs. I think, who knows about future additions to the park, what that might look like. We've had some conversations on that. So hopefully there's a lot more to come. But I love my favorite thing is to walk around in the park and see a mom and a child or a dad or make memories being made out there. And I think that is the big piece of the programs and the events that we have. It's a fun, when our kids grow up, they can say, oh, I went to Kaleidoscope Park and this is what I did there. And they can take their kids and so on. So that's what I look forward to 20 years from now, people talking about the park.
Yeah, forming those core memories.
Yeah.
Lisa, Karen, Brian, you guys have any questions for Sean?
I don't know if I have a question, but I just have just the July 3rd event that we had over there from the Paws and the Stripes to the cornhole to the dancing to the drone show to the 5K. I just looked around and I saw a community come together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I always envisioned a space and a place that we could just have so much fun together. And that's what I witnessed that day. So kudos to to everybody who helped put that together and made that happen, because I was just like in awe that day. It was really awesome.
It was so fun. That was a really fun. I think it was like ants crawling everywhere. There were so many people out there.
Yeah, people were on blankets and
Yeah, it was the best. And somebody said to me, they said, Frisco's got great green spaces and great parks. And somebody said, our community parks, our neighborhood parks, the thing about Kaleidoscope is this brings neighborhoods together. Well, we're bringing communities together, and people are really coming from outside of Frisco. So it's really good to show them what we do here in Frisco and how amazing it is to be here. But yeah, that was a fun event. I got to be rescue in the speaking of doing a little bit of everything. We ran out of toilet paper in the bathroom. There were so many people, so I got a good cheer when we ran out there. It was a crazy night.
So I've just got a couple quick comments and a question for you. So first of all, the picture, Sean, in your background is awesome that you took that on your phone. One of my favorite pictures on my phone is also at Kaleidoscope Park with my daughter as the backdrop. As sun was setting and the lights were flat, shining on the netting, it just makes for a fantastic backdrop. So love that. Question for you, for all the listeners out there, anybody who wants to get involved in Kaleidoscope Park and help with the foundation, how do they go about doing that?
Awesome question. You can go to the website. You can find me on every single page. I'm very accessible. My cell phone is there, so I may regret saying that, but really, it's truly, you can call me. We are always looking for volunteers. We have only, like I said, 4 people, so we rely on volunteers very heavily. The 5K coming up, we need volunteers a lot to help with that. Sponsor a program, sponsor an event. If you work for a company that wants to put your name on something or help us put together a program for really anything, those are options too. And just look at the website and spread the word. I've heard it said that this is our best kept secret. We don't want to be a secret. We want everyone to know that we're there and what we do, and that we're a nonprofit, and we are owned by the city of Frisco, but run by the foundation. So everything we do, we raise the money to do it. And so it's a small and mighty team. We have a lot of fun, and we would love to have everybody's help in what we do.
Absolutely. Well, Sean, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate your time and spreading the word.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
See you at the park.
Indeed. Awesome. Thank you, Sean. All right, guys, we are almost out of time. It's amazing how quickly an hour flies by. Time flies when you're having fun, right? I did want to give a quick shout out to those who have chimed in. I've seen Lauren Gill. I've seen Nathan Smith. I saw Frisco Files. I know Shane Gilmore is watching because he had to mention the fact that the best class ever is his Leadership Frisco Class 29. I know a lot of us will argue with that on the show and behind the scenes afterward. But thank you for watching, Shane. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching live or if you're catching us on, one of the different venues that were available, which is YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it, we're going to syndicate out to a bunch of different podcasting sites as well. So check us out. next show, I want to tease that out because we have Mike Simpson, former Frisco mayor, lined up for a deep dive next show in 2 weeks. So looking forward to that. Also on the sponsorship bandwagon here, as Sean mentioned, this show is actually looking for sponsorship as well. So if you want to be part of the show and can't be on the show per se, but want to be involved, we would love to have your support through sponsorship. Reach out to me. My information is available scrolling on the screen. Reach out to any of our co-hosts as well. We would love to have your sponsorship so we can continue to do this, help educate, and just really get more people involved in the community. And that is the ultimate goal of what the show is all about. So we would love to have your support. With that, co-host, guest Sean, thank you so much for being on today. Co-host, thank you so much for your time and your dedication to our movement here and the show in general. So thank you so much. With that, we'll sign off. Get out to Kaleidoscope Park. Get out there this fall into Frisco. Tons of going on, as you heard. With that, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching today's show.
You've been watching Frisco Files Live. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and share the show with your network. Drop a comment. We want to hear your feedback and ideas. Until next time, stay engaged and stay connected. Frisco, progress in motion.